We are standing at a crossroad right now. We got two choices, two options. Either we choose the path to destruction, instant gratification, pleasure, having fun, enjoying our 20s, or we take the path of discipline, sacrificing pleasure, sacrificing love, sacrificing comfort. Let me tell you a story about this. Hercules was once at a crossroad in his life, and that crossroad defined who he was going to become. One woman who was dressed beautifully showed up in front of him, and she offered him everything you can possibly imagine. Every pleasure you can possibly imagine as a man. She offered him that. She offered him a life full of comfort, ease, no discomfort, no pain, pleasure. On the other hand, there was another woman who was modest. She offered him a life full of pain, discomfort. She told him that when you take this path, you have to go through hardships, painful experiences, discomfort, and you have to be physically and mentally challenged to your ultimate capabilities. And this will be a painful journey. In return, he would leave a lasting legacy on the world. He would achieve true success, greatness, honor, and leave a lasting legacy behind him. In his situation, he was given two choices. He had to choose between vice and virtue. In our situation, we are also presented with two situations in the modern world: destruction or discipline, vice or virtue. Just like him, the path we will choose will define how the rest of our life will go like. Will it be a tragedy or will it be a great life we will live? A lot of other YouTubers, a lot of other people, they don't explain discipline very well. They don't tell you how to achieve true discipline and how to go from A to B to C, where you become this disciplined individual, not only from the outside, but from the inside. They don't explain you the roadmap to being more disciplined. And I was researching and extremely fascinated by discipline and by this topic a couple of years ago. And I decided to understand discipline from the ins and out and see how these Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, these entrepreneurs who have earned millions and billions of dollars, what kind of discipline they have. When they go through the same hardships as you and me, they don't give in to that. They're so disciplined for decades, for the rest of their life, that even when they're presented with the same temptations as we do, they don't give in. They don't care. They just do it anyways. Why? And that was the question that was in my mind. And in today's video, I'm going to give you the why. I'm going to explain what discipline is. And I'm going to give you the roadmap I'm going to follow to become more disciplined. But very quickly, let me introduce myself. I'm Arsh, and I talk about productivity, how to think like the top 1%, how to work like the top 1%. I talk about self image, talk about mental health, discipline. I also share my life experiences, my failures, my learning lessons on this channel, and I share my journey. So if you're into that motto and you're liking the channel, you got some value out of my channel, I would be very appreciative if you subscribed. Let's begin. I read a document from the Army, the US Army, and in that document, it was talking about how do you go from an average human being to this ultra disciplined machine, a killer who will sacrifice himself and obey the orders to the best of their capabilities. They went from average, and within 12 months they became like a super like more disciplined than 99% of the population. Why and what did they do? And I was fascinated by that. And the document talked about, like, I also watched a couple of YouTube videos on this because the document was very long. So I was like, let me just watch a YouTube video on discipline and this document so I can understand it a bit more deeper. So the army defines discipline in two ways. The two ways are discipline A and discipline B. Discipline B is discipline behavioral, and discipline A is discipline attitude. The difference between us, normal people, and these extremely disciplined army men and Navy SEALs and Jocko Willing and David Goggins, the difference is they have discipline A and we have discipline B. And we lose discipline B over time. Like sometimes, some months, we'll be extremely disciplined. We'll follow our routines to the best of our capabilities. No matter what happens, we'll do the task, we'll be disciplined. We'll push through painful experiences. We'll go to the gym. We'll work out. But some weeks, we will not feel like it. We'll give in to the temptations. We'll eat junk food. We'll let go of all the discipline we were building up. And most people keep on revolving. Me and you, we keep on revolving in this loop where we are building it up. We are building discipline B up. And we are never reaching the true disciplinary attitude, the self image of a disciplined individual. We don't have that. And it doesn't come with visualizations and manifestations and affirmations that can help, but it truly comes from action. Discipline B. Discipline B is obeying the order. In the boot camp, sergeants, drill sergeants, will be screaming at these normal people from the beginning. And they were given and pushed through multiple challenges and obstacles, and they had to perform, or else they will be punished. If they don't perform to the best of their capabilities with every single small task, they're going to get punished. And that's why they follow the orders, they obey the orders, they respect the orders. Right now, you don't have any authority over yourself. You are undermining your own self's authority right now. And you don't respect your orders. You tell yourself that you'll complete these tasks in the to do list, but you don't. You postpone them to tomorrow, to day after tomorrow, to next week. You're not starting up the YouTube channel because you need an equipment or you need to procrastinate on it. You are not simply obeying your own orders. That's what it comes down to. In the army, they have the drill sergeant and the higher up giving orders to these people, to these normal people, and convert them into these ultra disciplined individual. Me and you, we don't have that. What we do have is routine, to do list, and our own order. And us following the orders completely correlates with the amount of respect we have for ourselves, the self respect we have. Discipline B, which is discipline behavior, it's external discipline, external actions that you take on a day to day basis for months that will build discipline B. And discipline B is very necessary. It's the starting point, everybody's journey of becoming more disciplined. In the army, they don't start off with the most difficult thing. Imagine if they would have been forced to be disciplined and to go through obstacles they would have gone through at like eighth month of them being in the boot camp, but they had to go through that disciplinary task or the obstacle at day one. That would have been incredibly challenging, not even possible to go through that level of discomfort, pain, and discipline, which they would have gone at eighth month, but at day one. And that's us and our egos telling us that we can do that. Even the army doesn't do that. Army slowly builds up your discipline tolerance and the level of discipline you show with small things. They build it up to big things. At the beginning, they will tell you to shave your head off, to have a clean shave, to polish your shoes to the best of your capabilities, to make your bed neat and clean, and there shouldn't be a spot in your uniform, or else you will be punished. They had these small things, but the people in the army at the beginning had to obey them to the best of their capabilities. And then over the months, they would build it up. They will go through obstacles and they will build their discipline up. That's how we should approach discipline B. So, how do you get discipline B? Step one, you set a routine. You set a rigid, strict routine you're going to follow every single day. Write it down on a piece of paper. Take a screenshot of it. Have that as your wallpaper on your phone. Be obsessed with your routine. Try to follow your routine 100% of the times. At the beginning, you won't be able to follow it 100% to your capabilities. You'll follow it 20%, 30%, 40%. But over the months, you have to build it up. It takes a long time. That's what I have learned. Over the months, you build it up. Some days you stop doing that, but you remind yourself that, hey, you need to build discipline B. 6 months, 8 months, 1 year in, you will have discipline B. So, how do you get discipline B? First step is to set the standards. How do you set the standards? You have a routine, you have a rigid routine, a strict protocol that you will follow every single day, rules that you will live by. That's the beginning. Step one, set the standards, routine, rules, principles, protocol that you will follow. Step two is to ruthlessly obey these orders. Take the orders, the task, the duties you have to do very seriously and obey the orders. Ruthlessly complete the things you were supposed to complete. Small things you don't feel like doing, you do it anyways. Step three is to lose your ego. In the army, they go through small obstacles at the beginning, small daily duties that they have to do, small exercises. So they are still pushing themselves, but compared to 8th month or 12th month of them being in the army, it's nothing. They slowly build that up. We need to do the same thing. Define one, two, three things. Write it down on a piece of paper. Define three things you should be disciplined in. For example, okay, you haven't been drinking a lot of water. Okay, that's one thing you should be disciplined in. You're not able to wake up early in the morning. Okay, that's another thing you can be disciplined in. You wake up. What other thing? You can probably exercise, go to the gym, or you can, like any obstacle, anything you see you're not being disciplined in, you can write it down. three, four things, and then push yourself to be disciplined in those activities daily. That's external discipline. That's required to build discipline A, disciplinary attitude, a self image of a disciplined individual. And the last step is to obey the orders until it becomes a habit. Once you do those things every single day for months, for years, it becomes a habit. And once disciplinary actions, external discipline, becomes a habit, it will then convert into discipline A, disciplinary attitude. Discipline A is internal discipline, it's the control from within. You create a disciplined self identity of yourself. That's discipline A. That will leave a lasting impact, that won't leave you forever, because that's a self image that you have adopted over the years, over the months, of you going through hardships, of you choosing this path of discipline rather than the path of least resistance. You have chosen this path nobody else is choosing in the modern world. You are amongst the top 5, top 2% of men and women. So once you establish a routine, once you establish discipline B at a consistent rate, it then converts into discipline A, and then it will become sort of second nature to you to be disciplined, to go through hardships, and to go through the temptations and urges and not care about your feelings and do the thing at hand anyways, do the work anyways. So that's the roadmap to discipline. You first of all start with discipline B. You set standards, you obey the standards, you obey the orders, then you follow those orders long enough so it becomes second nature. So discipline B becomes second nature to you. It becomes a habit, an instinct. Then it will automatically get converted into discipline a self image that you will hold for the rest of your life. You will be disciplined, and whenever you go through obstacles in the future, you will win because your self image won't allow you to lose. So here's the action step for this video. Number one, set a daily protocol. Number two, 3 to 4 habits you will be disciplined with. Make the list bigger with time. So, right now, you are at level 0, level 1 in this skill called discipline. Lose the ego. Choose 3 to 4 small things you can be disciplined in and obey them and be disciplined in them every single day. Just do them. Turn your brain off and obey those 3 orders every single day. Be disciplined in those 3 things every single day for months, for years. Over time, build the list up, make more things, and make the thing more challenging. For example, you go to the gym. In some time, you will love going to the gym. That's not discipline. You have to build it up. Maybe you will stay for extra 15 minutes for a cardio session. That's challenging. Okay. Maybe you will stay an extra 10 minutes for stretching. That will help you a lot with your mobility and your joints. That also requires a little bit extra amounts of discipline. You don't want to stretch or you don't want to do the cardio. That's with everything else. If you're working, you're able to work for 2 hours, try to work for 2 hours, 10 minutes. Like over time, progressively overload discipline, progressively overload the things you're already doing. Add one more thing to the activities you're already doing and choose other things, other areas of your life you can be disciplined in. Number three, control from within. This is what you will achieve once you achieve disciplinary behavior. External discipline equals to internal discipline, or external discipline over a long time frame equals to internal discipline. And that's it. Once you have a track record of external discipline, it will automatically convert into discipline A, which is what we need. If you got some value out of this video and you thought it was helpful to you and it was different, then I would be very appreciative if you like the video. If you got some value out of my channel, you like the videos I'm making, then I would be happy if you subscribe to my channel. If you have some feedback, some things you want to talk about, some problems you're facing, you can just leave a comment down below or DM me on Instagram or Discord. It will be in the description box. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you take action and be disciplined A.